For a couple days now, we've been getting some interesting news, at least some rumors here and there, from the DC TV film, DC animated film side, and apparently there's rumors and talk of new DC animated films in the works. Now, nothing's been, now I'd like to stress that nothing's been officially named, nothing's been officially noted, but, basically, what's been going on is that there's been talk of two DC animated films, one Superman animated film, one Batman animated film, that are essentially, in talks of being made. So that's the thing, is that this is this is all rumor and hearsay, but if it's true, then I am all for it. So again, keep in mind this is all rumor, and let's just talk about it. So the rumor is that two great DC, two great stories for both Superman and Batman are being finally adapted into animated film, and those are Batman: The Long Halloween and Superman: Red Son. If this is true, totally, I'm all for it. Now, Long Halloween has been a Batman animated film I've wanted for ages. I have wanted this for a long time, and I feel like this is like a logical, step, because you did Killing Joke, not great, you did Gotham by Gaslight, you've done Dark Knight Strikes Again, and you've done, you did Red Hood, and you've done a few other storylines here and there. But you've never, the one story that always seems to elude is, the one story I think a lot of people want in terms of Batman stories to be adapted into animated stories, and that is The Long Halloween. Now, the big question is, how do you do that? How do you make The Long Halloween a film? How do you do this as an animated film? Because it's such a big story. Now, the big thing, obviously, is like I said, how do you undertake such a big storyline? How do you undertake such a massive storyline? The best way you could do it is break it up into parts. They did that for, Dark Knight Returns, and they're kind of doing that with the whole Death and Return of Superman. Of course, with Death of Superman and then Reign of the Supermen. So that could easily be the logical step, is that what they could do is... basically break up the film. They could possibly break up the storyline into two separate ideas and go, two separate movies and go from there. So that's how one way you could put it. Now the big question is, where do what counts as part 1 and part 2? Like, where could you start with part 2? Actually how I would do it, of where I would put, end the first film, where I'd end the first film. I think I would end it right after the part where Bruce Wayne reveals that he's under the control of Poison Ivy. That's where I think I would end it. Like, that would be the end of part 1 of Long Halloween. Would just reveal that Bruce Wayne is under Ivy's control, and then go from there with part 2. That would be the, that's where I'd break it up. Because the thing is that Long Halloween is such a big film. It's such a big storyline. And I know I'm repeating myself. I apologize. I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. Because it's such an important storyline for Batman and for Harvey Dent. It's obviously, Long Halloween was one of the major inspirations for The Dark Knight. So, and also, I don't think you could, unfortunately, I don't think you could copy Tim Sale's artwork. There's no way you could copy Tim Sale's artwork in any way, shape, or form. There is just no way you're going to be able to do that and make it look good. So my advice, just go to a different animation. Go to a different animation, but keep a lot of what the script was in there. Also, this is a big cast. This is going to be a big cast, and to cut anything from this would be a major disservice. It would just be... I feel like if they even cut 1 month out of there, or one scene, it would just not, feel right. So, that's the big thing, is that you have to include all of it, and hence why I think, unless they want to go all out and make a big animated film out of it, then I would say, you're going to have to break it into 2 parts. Now, which Batman would I want for this? Obviously, Kevin Conroy is always a must, but I would say, like, what I think would be cool for this Batman, for which Batman to use? Let's get Bruce Greenwood again. Let's get Bruce Greenwood, who is probably the second best Batman, next behind Conroy. I don't know, like, I feel like Greenwood's portrayal as Batman would definitely play a major factor in, like, I don't know, like, I could just imagine some of the lines in here, and this is just right up his alley for his like that kind of older, more like experienced. Well, not to say Kevin Conroy's Batman isn't young, young and inexperienced, but that kind of down here, kind of smoky tone just kind of fits for Long Halloween. If that makes any sense. If they got Kevin Conroy to play Batman in here, that'd be great. But for some reason, my mind keeps going to Greenwood, who of course played him in Gaslight and Young Justice and Under the Red Hood. But I'd be fine if they got Conroy again. But I don't know, for some reason I just think Bruce Greenwood would be a nice pick for Batman in here, in this version of the story. Maybe Grey Griffin would be nice as Catwoman, of course from Arkham City. She's played Catwoman a few times, and I think she's been really... Of course, she also played her in Injustice. But I think Grey Griffin is an excellent voice talent, and she really is like the voice of Selina Kyle. So I think, yeah, she's a perfect pick for Catwoman in here. What else? Who else would be really cool in here? If we were to go with fan casting here, I think it'd be kind of fun to have what's his name? He played Joker in Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns. But I wouldn't have him as Joker. I think his name's Michael. The actor's name is Michael Emerson. But what I would have him play, I would have him play Calendar Man or Alberto Falcone. Ray Weisz, who actually played Gordon in Killing Joke, I would have Ray Weisz play the Roman. Yeah, I would definitely have Ray Weisz play Carmine Falcone. So yeah, there's just a few voice casts right there. Anywho, I'm getting off topic, so... Anyway, let's talk about the other possible DC animated film, because I'm ranting. That other one is, of course, Superman Red Son. Of course, the amazing Elseworld story by Mark Millar. Another great Superman story that, even though Superman's a Soviet, it still feels like a Superman story, if that makes any sense. I think this is really cool. Again, I think with this one, I think you could probably do the entire film in one sitting. You could probably do Red Son in one sitting with that. And yeah, just get George Newbern. Just get George Newbern to play Superman. You could actually, what would be kind of cool is if you got Newbern, Eisenberg, and Conroy to play Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in this in this film. Like, I just feel like this would be right up their alley. And it's funny, too, because you already have the three in the upcoming DC animated film Justice League versus the Fatal Five. So, yeah, just get them again to play in Red Son. You've already have them playing together in the Injustice games, and Red Son Superman wouldn't be that hard for George Newbern. Because, actually, this is going to sound really weird, but I actually like George Newbern a bit more as voicing Superman than Tim Daly. I know that sounds totally, total heresy. I love Tim Daly as Superman. I really do. But for some reason, George Newbern just really gives, such a great performance as Superman. When I'm reading the comics, that's who I am at, George Newbern's voice for Superman, more than Tim Daly. I know it's totally heresy, but that's just my personal opinion. But again, guys, keep in mind that this is totally, just all possible. This is all just theory. This is all just rumor and hearsay. Not theory. Why the fuck did I say theory? This is all just rumor and hearsay. So I just thought it'd be fun to come on here and talk about this for for shits and giggles, because these are two animated films, not just myself, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys out there have wanted to see for a while. A lot of you guys wanted to see because again, you've done all the other major Batman stories. You've done Dark Knight Returns. You did Killing Joke. You did, you did Red Hood. You actually made Red Hood a better storyline. You did, Gotham by Gaslight. You've done the only one, the only player left, the only Bat story you haven't done yet. Well, you actually haven't done Nightfall either, which I'm surprised they haven't done Nightfall either. After how well Death of Superman did, and depending on how well, I'm guessing they're gonna wait until they try to do Nightfall, and after they see how well Reign of the Supermen goes over. Then I have a feeling maybe they'll do the whole Nightfall story as a two-parter. So anyway, there you go, guys. Again, keep in mind this is all rumor, so yeah, but you guys tell me in the comments below. What do you guys think of the possibility of Superman Red Son and Batman The Long Halloween possibly getting DC animated, joining the DC animated film group? Just comment below, let me know. And yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.